Australia, a vast, wild land, a land of contrasts. It's a place where an ancient lifestyle meets the 21st century head-on. Here, in a remote corner of northern Australia, Alcan Gove's bauxite mining and alumina facility is helping to bridge that gap. Over the past 30 years, Alcan has formed a unique partnership with local Indigenous people that help generate employment opportunities and sustainable development.
The YNOTS team is made up of probably 4 key people, the first of which is Klaus Helms. Klaus has probably been the driving force behind YNOTS. 5 years ago, Klaus had a dream, and that dream was to provide long-term, meaningful employment for Indigenous people in the area. Craig Bonney was one of his first recruits. Craig has come to us with a training background, heavily involved with the Indigenous education, and with that we really have got a first-rate school out at YNOTS. Richard and Michael are our first 2 full-time recruits that we've had out at YNOTS school. When I say full-time, we're very pleased to have them as Alcan Gove employees. I think some of the main challenges we had with establishing YNOTS was some of the preconceived ideas we had about Indigenous employment. The traditional approach we've had was just providing Indigenous people on the payroll, but doing any sort of tasks at all. That could be menial tasks, which didn't really add to the skills-based base of the local population.
YNOTS is a 30-week program. It's specifically targeted at the local Aboriginal people. It's focused on employment outcomes. It also has a strong numeracy and literacy component, which we believe in because it then empowers our trainees to learn and teach themselves.
People really have a lack of understanding of the cultural needs of the traditional people, but as they do us and what we do. So there is a big culture gap there. It's like when I was negotiating for gas not so long ago. I spent a day and a half talking about a gas pipeline when one of the Aborigines said, "What's gas?" So there's a lot of learning to be done in a program. There's a lot of teaching to be done in a program for both sides. The capability of people to go from hunting and traditional methods to sitting on a doze is quite large.
Spending time with the trainees in the classroom, going through the theory side of everything, we eventually bring them out onto the ground and go through the practical. Got to understand the equipment, how it works, get on and have a go, and I guess slowly they get comfortable in the fear sort of like slides away.
Besides numeracy and literacy skills, they've learned a lot of putting up trust in themselves to come to work every day, the commitment that they come here to schools, and the commitment they put for themselves and even for their families that comes with them.
The bottom line of all this between mining companies and Indigenous people is one of understanding economics. It's caring for country, it's caring for the people, it's utilising the resources we have here with respect to the traditional owners that live here. So by having these young Indigenous operators available and teaching them, and then embracing that operational role, makes it a lot easier when we start to work with their country, that they understand what we're doing and then accept it. The YNOTS has become a bit of a symbol. Instead of saying you can't do it, it can't be done, it's either culturally not acceptable or it's not accepted by us. We keep saying, well, why not?